continue now with section 4 of module 2, where we discuss database management. When you move from a solo to a group practice, ideally you really want to have a sophisticated database management system because you're going to have a lot of information that you're going to want to track, and a database is going to make it much easier to do some of the repetitive tasks that you have to do, such as keeping track of your client information, the types of sessions, the dates of the sessions, the amount of money paid per session, etc. You also have to prepare to pay your staff, whether that's clinical staff or office staff, on a regular basis. You have to pay 1099s to contractual therapists. And you're also going to want to measure the performance of your staff over time, and a database is essential for doing that. And lastly, you also want to measure the effectiveness of some of your marketing campaigns, and a database will also allow you to do that. So there's really two types of databases. One is called a flat database, which really just consists of a flat file of information such as name and address and things like that. And then there's one called the relational database. And the difference is, in the relational database, you have one-to-many relationships. So for example, you can have one client with many sessions. In a flat database, you'd have to recreate the entire record for each session. But with a relational database, just by having someone's name, you can call up all of their session information and vice versa. So it really gives you the power to massage your data any way you want and view it in any number of ways and save reports that you can access just from the click of a button rather than having to manually program it each time. And relational databases can be found online, and they also have computers, obviously, that you can use with a database right on your own computer. So let me give you a couple of examples. There's some proprietary software that's exclusively created for private practice, such as QuickDoc. It's pretty pricey, about $650, and then even more if you have the billing module. Therapist Helper is also $500 or $600. Computer desktop software is cheaper. It is not configured for private practice. The most popular ones are FileMaker or Microsoft Access. I would say FileMaker is a lot easier to use, somewhere between $300 or so. And it does come with some pre-configured templates that you could start with, but it does require some programming if you're going to use a program like FileMaker. Now, if you go online, here's a couple of examples of programs. WebEx1. WebEx1 is, again, sort of like FileMaker online. It's not programmed, but it does have some templates. My Clients Plus is configured for private practice, as is Office Ally. And Office Ally is the only one of the three which the database is free. Now, I'm a believer of using online software, what they call in the cloud, and some of the advantages of this is, although you end up usually paying a monthly fee, except for Office Ally, initially you don't have to put out as much money. You don't have to worry about updating or backing up your data, although it's a good idea to do that anyway, just to have another copy. And you can access your practice information anywhere that you can get online. And this is really useful if you have a team with, let's say you have an office person or two, and you all want to be able to access the information at the same time. You can't do that if you have a program on your computer unless you pay for an additional hardware to have a server. So obviously, if you have this kind of a system, somebody's going to have to know how to use it. Ideally, you want to have more than one person who knows how to use it, because it's really going to be an integral part of all of the systems and procedures that you create to make your life easier. And the great thing about database software is that once you learn how to use it, It's very customizable, and it can be updated to meet your future needs. Like if you add more clinical staff, more programs or workshops or services, it's quite easy to add them to the mix.